All right, well, however you look at it, David Shaw's squad on the winning side of things this past weekend, that 17-point comeback victory. That is the largest for the Stanford Cardinal since 1999. Coach Shaw is with us now. David, appreciate you stopping by with us. I have often said this about you. The last coach in the country I'd want to play poker against is you, because your demeanor on the sidelines, it's cool, it's calm, it is collected. But please explain to me, when your team is down, what's the atmosphere? What's the vibe like on the sideline?
Well, at halftime, there's a little frustration on our guys just not playing up to our ability in all three phases. And we talked at halftime about just playing our style of football. And I told them before we walked out of that locker room, don't be surprised in the fourth quarter if this is a very tight football game. And our guys played really well to get back to that point.
All right, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside at the end of the game said he had never been a part of something like that. You've been around the block, though. You're an OG in the game of football. Have you ever been a part of a game that crazy?
Yeah, I've had those butterflies a couple times like that in very difficult stadiums, both in the NFL and in college football. The bottom line, it's great to be in that situation with a bunch of guys that believe in each other, that work extremely hard, that play every single play, no matter what the score is.
At what point in the game, and I know I've read a couple of the interviews with some of the other coaches on your staff, and they would point to specific moments in that game in Eugene as the turning point. I'm curious from your perspective, at what point in the game does it click? We're going to win this thing.
Well, that's tough to say. I knew when it was a game when Joey Alfieri returned that fumble for a touchdown. But to me, the key was before that, when it looked like they were going to score, and you're seeing all of our guys hustling and pushing and trying to get that guy down, trying to get that guy out of bounds. We'll get a chance to line up and play another down. And that's the bottom line of playing defense. You never give up until they tell you the play's over.
Coach, this is not easy sledding when you look at your schedule. You check one box because you took out Oregon, and that was in Eugene. Now you go on the road against the Notre Dame team that's also sitting as an undefeated squad right now in the country. From the mental standpoint, how do you get your guys going for a challenge that comes with back-to-back road games against two of the best teams in the entire country?
Well, I talked to the team a few weeks ago about the stages and those first three games getting us off to a good start, and now these three games are a very tough stretch. We have on the road against Oregon. We start school this week, then we're on the road against Notre Dame, then we come back and play a very physical, very well-coached Utah football team. So the key for us now is to make sure that we're eating right, that we're getting enough sleep, that we're organizing our lives football-wise and scholastically, and then come out when it's time to play football to play our best game.
Coach, with regard to your defense, specifically the secondary, watching that game in overtime against Oregon, and it just seems like in these critical moments, your guys are just able to respond in a big way. What's been the most impressive thing watching that unit in some of those types of moments this season?
Well, I think we're getting to the point where we hoped we were going to be with Elijah Holder coming back. We're hoping he was going to be healthy by now, and he's healthy and playing really well. And then a young Paulson Adebo, who's got a chance to be a special football player, hoping he was at this point by this time during the year, so we know we can trust our two corners to line up and play great football outside, and now we can mix and match the different things we do inside.
You mentioned Adebo. Yogi's been raving about him for a couple weeks, the sophomore, and I know he speaks French, and that's not exactly the reason why Yogi's excited. Is he still a vegetarian? Because Yogi is, and I think that might be the reason why he's so partial to him.
I'm sure that's part of it. I think that's part of it. I think him being long and fast and athletic and physical and a great student of the game, I think that helps too.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Coach, before the season started, we had an opportunity to speak about Brice Love at Media Day. There's a reason why he decided to come back. It was unfinished business. Obviously, he wanted to go and get his degree. But from a football perspective, what's been the biggest improvement you've seen from him so far?
I think the biggest improvement we've seen is his pass protection. He's put on about 10 pounds of muscle in the offseason. He's stronger. He's more physical. You still see him breaking tackles. He hasn't had one of those ridiculous 200-yard rushing games, not yet this year. But what he's done is he's affected those defenses, which has allowed J.J. Arcega-Whiteside and Caden Smith to have some big games. And I know hopefully he'll continue to do that, and eventually he'll have one of those monster games. All
right, Saturday, huge celebration, you guys winning Eugene. You head back to the farm, and then on Sunday, the school probably is a little galvanized because Tiger Woods, former Stanford guy himself, he picks up his first win in 5 years. What's it like on the farm when Tiger gets a win like that?
It's so exciting, and it's been such a long time. And we have a fondness for Tiger because he is such a great football fan and tries to come to at least one game a year, and he follows us and loves what we do. The fact that he wears that Cardinal red on Sunday, the fact that his little booklet that he has the Stanford Cardinal S on it is just so exciting because he loves this place, and we root for him every chance he gets out there to play.
Would you say that his career comeback or the comeback that you guys had on Saturday is bigger?
Oh, everything Tiger does is bigger than anything that we do. Just you see that following, just to watch him go down 18 and see, I mean, the camera can't expand wide enough to get all the people in the frame. This guy is not just a West Coast hero or a national hero, it's international. And when he plays at a high level, he's got a ridiculous following. It
really is a crazy scene when he's walking 18 and all the fans are coming. Truly a special sight. I know for you in particular because of your relationship with Tiger, but just as a golf fan, it was awesome for us to watch. Coach, appreciate you stopping by with us. Best of luck, obviously, the rest of the season, but take care of business. Looking forward to getting some reaction down in South Bend after a win by your Stanford Cardinal.
Thanks, Mike.